What's going on, everybody? On a Thursday. We got Scott Baylor in here already. I didn't put my headphones on. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me all right? I feel like I'm doing something wrong. What up, Todd T? Hope you're doing well this afternoon, my friend. Got 14 people on here. Let me check. For whatever reason, I feel like my audio. Oh, Scott says, yes, I hear you. Awesome. Ian Dawkins, greetings from the UK. How's it going? Lamar says, I sound just fine. Awesome. Tony, Jedi of the Forest. Hello to you, my friend. Simon Hackshaw, my brother. Greetings, sir. I can hear you just fine. Check this out, Simon. Love this thing. I cannot thank you enough. Greetings from Sweden. What up, Martin Madsen? Thanks for the quick turnaround on videos on the Wing Pro Plus. Hey, my pleasure. You know, that's an easy product to review quickly because it's fundamentally unchanged except for the DAC. So the only thing I really needed to do was listen to the DAC because I'm pretty familiar with how it operates because I use them daily. Awesome. We got a lot of people coming in. Appreciate your reviews. Thank you, John. I appreciate this. Appreciate the nice comment. If you're just getting in here, hit the like button, please. We have 72 people on here. Good afternoon from Alabama. Review the Yamaha WXC50, please. 2 exclamation points. The channel is hitting on all cylinders. Great work. Thank you, Chad. Really appreciate that. Yeah. What up, Randicule? That's what I feel like I get. I feel like I get randiculed a lot in the comments. John Shepler, hello. No longer the cheap audio man. I'm looking for an air fryer brands you recommend. LOL. I think I remember that. I think that's a Between Two Speakers reference. I did a Between Two Speakers with Josh Valor, and I remember Ron from New Record Day says, make sure that you ask Josh about air fryers. I have an air fryer. I don't know what brand it is. My wife bought it. Simon, awesome. Air fryers, LOL. Am I missing any super chats? Topher, John, I don't know. Am I? You can throw 99 cents my way if you want to. Not yet. Usually, like, I have to wait for the comments to really pile up before I say, am I missing any super chats? Because I don't want anybody to send me, because I have missed super chats before. And I have, like, my buddies will be texting me saying, dude, you missed a super chat. I don't want anybody to give me money and then me not read the comment or answer their question. So am I missing any super chats? Colorado, good for our Colorado are good for roasting YouTubers. What equipments from drivers to amps can one buy cheap to experience the Sennheiser HE1 level listening experience? I don't think I have heard the Sennheiser HE1. So I don't know if I could answer that question. Actually, I know I can't answer that question with any amount of confidence. That has not stopped me from trying to answer questions in the past, though. But I haven't heard the HE1s, unfortunately. And the thing about headphones are that, like, if you're just getting into hi-fi and you really want to experience, like, high fidelity, my white balance is all off. My skin tones are all red. I shot a video out in my kitchen and changed up my camera settings, and now, like, my skin colors all messed up. Anyway, it's hard to go from headphones to speakers and be like, I want this sound, because headphones are very flavor specific, and it's hard to just see like, hey, this, if you get this, and this, it's going to sound this way. So that's a difficult thing to do. And then you have, and I hate to admit it, then you have like room issues, reflections, things like that. So it's difficult. It's a long way to say, unfortunately, I cannot answer your question. What chip is your favorite J2? Right now, it's the AKM 4493S. So yeah, that's my favorite chipset. The Q2M is really good though. Greetings from California. Just heard about Hyphaman Ananda Nano. Have any thoughts on them? I don't, but I want to. I want to have many thoughts on it. I love Hyphaman. The Edition XS is my favorite headphone out there. Mike Beam. For myself, I've been chasing a wall of sound since I'd accidentally made one with my folks' console years ago. Yeah. Walls of sound. 4493S. Got it. Any opinion on the Warfadale Evo 4.4 versus the Linton 85? I don't think I've heard either of those. I have the Linton. I don't know if it's the Linton 85. I have the Linton upstairs. I've had the 4.2 Evo, but I haven't heard the 4.4s. So again, I'm sorry. I don't think I can answer your question. What's your current home theater setup for the kids? Ooh, so I have two. Upstairs, I have the Pioneer VLX VX305, I think is the model number. And then I have that hooked up to a cacophony of different speaker brands. The center channel is a Yamo, the Concert Series Yamo. And then the left and right are the Wharfdale Linton. The Atmos speakers are a pair of old realistic, the micro realistic speakers that one of my patrons was kind enough to send them to me as a gift. And then I believe the rears are a pair of Definitive Technologies. They're little ones, like the Cinema series, I think. That's what I have going on upstairs. And then I have a Klipsch 12-inch subwoofer. That's upstairs. Downstairs, I currently have the RMC1L from Emotiva. And then the center channel, I have that going into an XPA Gen 3 amplifier that has 11 channels, 3 mono modules, and then 4 stereo modules. So that's going into an RSL center channel speaker. My left and right now are this the MoFi Source Point 8s. And then I actually have my surrounds up front, but facing to the side, so they're bouncing off the wall. Those are the RSL, the small RSLs. And then the subwoofer I'm running right now wirelessly is the SVS SB1000 Pro. So that's what I got going on downstairs. It all changes out very quickly, though, except for upstairs. Upstairs has stayed pretty much the same. It's a lot. I bet you regret asking that question right now, don't you? All right. Did I miss any super chats? Christopher Vecchio, have you seen Denafrep's new streamer? Might be great when paired with the new Aries 12-1 DAC. Ooh, I have no doubts. Denafrep's makes really good stuff. For sure. I haven't heard it though. I have not. What up, Tupac? Any chances you have been able to hear the Magnapan LRS Plus yet? I have not. Ooh, we got a super chat, baby. The first one, Cameron, $20. Hey, I'm a small business owner in Dallas and love DIY hi-fi. With your inside knowledge of the industry, what are the challenges for a small boutique speaker manufacturer? I don't think you have challenges. I think you have a massive step up on the industry because number one, you can fundamentally have free marketing through YouTube. So if you get your speakers in the hands of a YouTuber and you make a good quality product at an affordable price, and you have the back end to support filling orders, I don't think you have any challenges at all. I mean, you got to set up your LLC or whatever it is, but like I think being small in the hi-fi world is actually a huge benefit right now. Now you're going to hit a certain point if you're a one-man show that you can't fill any more orders, and then you'll have to hire more stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you're already interested in it and you have a passion for it, and you're already building speakers and stuff, yeah. I mean, the cool thing about the internet and YouTube is marketing has never been easier, and you can pretty much do it for free if you have like good relationships with people, and it's a YouTuber that's not like making people pay up front to get a review or something like that. So yeah, go for it, man. Send me your speakers. I'll be happy to review them. Greetings from sunny Central Florida. Greetings to you, Eric. I was just in Central Florida a little while ago. Greetings from Canada. Ooh, I like that turntable. Look at that shade of green. You got the red record on there. It's good looking. I like that. Great surround info for when I grow up. Simon Hackshaw. Randy, you feeding my ADHD with 2 channel videos at the same time, brother. Yeah, I just finished up a watch video, and then I'm doing a live stream here. I'm trying to grow both channels organically. So I have to work with the time I have. And today I had time to do a live stream and finish that video. Help. I have an iFi Zen DAC signature, which has only USB input. How can I use something like Ween Pro to connect to it? That's a problem. I think there may be a USB to, well, no, you'll have to transfer optical or coax to USB. There could be something out there to do that with. I don't know of anything though. There's a lot of affordable DACs out there though, that would work with the Ween Pro. And I think there is one, but I think it goes from USB to optical. I don't think it goes from optical to USB. I could be wrong. The problem is when you buy something like that, it's going to be like 30 or 40 bucks anyway. So you could just save up a little bit more money and get something that has a optical or coaxial input. Unfortunately, though, I don't think you can get that to work without spending some money. And nothing off the top of my head, like I don't know of any like conversion boxes. And even if there were, I don't know how reliable they would be. James Minoto, $5. Greetings from 101 degrees in Phoenix. I think we got you beat already. Let me see. It is currently 102 here. And this is what the 10-day forecast looks like here. Actually, the 99 degrees on Friday, that's the first time I've seen it below 100 for a while. So, yeah. It's hot because we have a little bit higher humidity, too. Raphael M. Hey, Randy, how come we no longer see any videos with both you and Ron? What happened to those? I used to do, I guess we could call it a podcast with Ron, but we stopped doing it. And I've talked to Ron about like getting together and doing a live stream. So I think we will be seeing more of Ron Brunet over here on the Cheap Audio Man channel. He lives pretty close to me now, and we talk. We don't talk as much as we used to, but we still talk. Ron's my boy. Nice deep sea, buddy. Oh, I love it. This is like the best. It is a ridiculous purchase, but I love it. Dennis Perez. You look like the State Farm guy from State Farm commercials. Are you like the State Farm guy? Raphael, I've been wondering the same thing. The frugal audiophile. Oh, I got a question up here somewhere. How do I send you money? I don't know. I'm not actually on YouTube right now. I'm on StreamYard. I think down below the comments, there's like a super chat or super sticker button. You can click on that. Send me money to support this channel. Raphael, I've been wondering the same thing. I want to know what Raphael said. Here we go. Okay. Duh. I just answered that question. All right, there you go. Ron got busy. I got busy. He was doing his thing. And yeah. Are you planning on reviewing more Hyphaman stuff? Yes, if I can. I don't do a ton of headphone stuff anymore, but yeah, I love Hyphaman. The Fozzy Audio K5 has a USB connector on the back. Can I use a Y connector with one connected to my PC and the other to a power supply? Oh my goodness. I am the wrong guy to ask about this. No idea, especially when you start doing USB stuff. Like, I'm the wrong guy to ask. I have no idea about USB stuff. I try to avoid USB at all costs. Like, if I have the option to run optical or coax, I will run optical or coax. I do not like audio over USB. That and HDMI are like my two least favorite things when it comes to audio. What's your recommendation? Thank you, I'm Tupac, for the donation of, I don't know what type of currency that is. I'm hoping that it's equivalent to $2,500. I don't think it probably is. With all that said, though, I really appreciate your support. What's your recommendation for a good DAC/amp? I usually switch between using over-ear headphones, IEMs, and speakers. Ooh, like all-in-one DAC amp. I think the hold on just a second. If you are on a budget, this is the M300 SE. And this is a really, really, really good sounding little DAC amp. It actually has the DAC chip has an integrated headphone amp in it. I think it's a Cirrus Logic something or other. And it's really, I was really surprised just how good it is. And I think this is, at the time I did the review, I think it was $115 or $116. Has optical coax, USB inputs, balanced outputs, Bluetooth, if you're so inclined. I think it comes with a remote control too. Very good. Very, very, very good. Very good. So this, and then you can stay within the same family and you can step up to the M500. But I don't think you're gaining a whole lot over this. If you don't want a fancy display, the M300 SE is a really good little product. I really liked it. I like the size too. All right. Thank you so much. Someone said Chilean pesos. Thank you very much. Hey, Rainey, have you seen op amp swaps on the Fozzy BT28 amps? I'd love to hear your review on the sound differences. I haven't done any yet. I don't know if I will do any. I think it would be a fun video. I'm on the fence about that. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I got a ton of stuff in though. And it's like the last part of the summer here. So all the kids are getting ready to go back to school and stuff. So I've just been underwater. And we got back from vacation a couple of weeks ago. I just have not been able to get my head above water with everything. So as soon as they are back in school, I'm going to plan everything out. I'm going to try to do some different, different types of videos. And I think I've been asked about this before. And I think maybe. Hey, Randy, a week or two ago, you recommended the Emotiva B1 Plus for my first system, but they are out of stock. Ooh, alternative recommendations. B2 Plus. That's a tough speaker. Especially at the price. Those speakers are like unbeatable at their price, especially when the price went down. David, hit me with your budget, and then we'll come back to you on that one. Hey, Randy, can you answer my question from above? Thanks. I'm going to give this bit of advice to everybody. If I don't answer your question, don't follow that up with, will you answer my question? Just ask the question again, because now I've got to go up and try to find your question. And if you want a guaranteed answer, shoot me 50 cents or something, and I'll guarantee I'll answer that. So I'm going to try to find you. And I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm just like, I've been doing this for a while, and it's funny how many times I will see this comment. Why don't you answer my question? When you could have just asked it again and I would be answering your question, because otherwise it's difficult to find you. I mean, I don't know how many comments we have, but if you ask the question again and I see it, I will absolutely answer it. Robert Meir, $10. Finally caught a live session. Look at this. Robert, thank you so much. This is kind of last minute too. So I am, I'm glad you made it too. And thank you so much for your support. All right. Any speaker shootouts on the horizon? I'm going to compare the Source Point 8s to the Linton. I don't have like any planned out right now. But I definitely do need to do some more of those. Guillermo, hey there, Randy. Greetings from Colombia. What about the MX3S from Topping for the DAC amp compared to the M300 SC? I remember the MX3 being good. But I didn't have it, and I didn't compare it directly to the M300 SE. The only thing I remember about the M300 SE is just I was surprised how good it was and how easy it drove everything I had. That was the one takeaway from that. I think Topping makes okay stuff. A lot of people like their stuff, but I didn't directly compare them. But if I remember correctly, I would rather someone buy the MX3 than the MX5. I feel like we're talking about car models now. Because I didn't feel like there was a big difference between their entry level and the step up. If that makes sense. Chris Veltman, if you were to do a speaker shootout of every single bookshelf speaker you've ever reviewed, which speaker do you think would win? Oh, that depends, man. Because like, we're talking about like chocolate cake at this point too. Like, I could really like chocolate cake from a specific bakery, and you could really love chocolate cake too, but you like it from a different bakery, and it doesn't mean like either one of us is correct. It depends on what you like. With all that said, my personal favorite speaker that I've ever heard is probably, like, I used a lot. I'm looking at them right now. The Emotiva B2 Plus, probably my favorite speaker. I think the B1 Plus is better mid-range. I think other speakers do other things better, maybe, depending upon what your tastes are. But the B2 Plus for me has just been a speaker that I've just absolutely loved. So that would be my personal choice, regardless of price. I mean, I love the Polk R200s, love the Polk R100s, love the Wharfdale Denton 80th edition, love the Source Point 8s. There's a lot of speakers I really like. I had the SVS Primes up the other day, but like if it was me and my money, I'd be the B2 plus. But I really like a lot of clarity on the top end. This is your bakery though. Yeah. Hey, Ben Russell, Derbyshire, UK. Lee and Ben are in the same place. You know what would be cool is we need to get like, if you guys were patrons, like we have a Facebook group for patrons, and there's been people that have gotten together, like done meetups, like on Zoom and I think in person, because of the Patreon community. That would be cool. Can you use a Yamaha power amp straight from a mixer? If that mixer has a variable voltage output, you can. And it depends upon what outputs are on the mixer. So yes, with an asterisk next to it. Why don't you like sound from HDMI? I do like the sound from HDMI. What I don't like is like when it loses handshakes. So I'm not saying that like optical is better sonically than HDMI. I'm just saying HDMI has always been a pain, especially when I change things out a lot on my system and it drops connection. Like eARC will drop connection. So it's nothing to do with the sound of it. It's everything to do with just it losing connection. Mixtress B. Now I want cake and go the distance. He's going the distance. He's going for speed. He's all alone in this time of need. Love that song. Do 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 do. The best chocolate cake comes from Portillo's. Then they blend it in a chocolate shake. Behold the cake shake. Oh, so good. That sounds delicious. I haven't eaten all day today. And now because of Mixtrix B, because of Mike Osmond, I may be making or buying a cake today. My favorite is to take vanilla ice cream and chocolate cake with chocolate frosting and just mix it until it's just mixed consistently, and then eat that. I don't know why I like that so much, but I love it. And I always wonder, like, why doesn't someone just make that as an ice cream flavor? It'd be just like chocolate cake mixed with ice cream. I think it's the best. Will. So I'm gonna eat some cake and I'm gonna blame you too. Hey Rainey, have been watching your channel for a year and decided to jump in? My SMSL SU1 is out for delivery today. Well, yay! Why do I feel so cheap and dirty? Don't, man. SU1's a great little DAC. I just did a shootout with that and the Weem Pro Plus and the Jashelli Labs J2 AKM version, which all of them share the same chipset. I would much rather you buy the SU1. There's a step up SMSL DAC as a 4493, and I don't feel like it sounded as good as the SU1. So don't feel dirty. Ooh, we got some super chats. Guillermo, 20,000 COP, just because getting ready to add an external DAC to my Weem Pro Fozzy BT20A Pro Kanto Passive 6 system. I must get the XLR to RCA cables from for the SMSL SC300. It has RCA outs. You don't need to do it. So it's got single-ended and RCA outs. Donaldo, $199. What is the best full tube amp under $1,000? Oh, I'm not a tube guy. Oh man, under $1,000. You may be able to get one of those Willistons under $1,000. I think those are well reviewed. There's the Rysong or Bayou Range. It depends on what you want. Do you want KT88? Do you want EL34s, EL84s? I think. I would keep your budget closer to 1,000 than lower, because I haven't heard like a budget tube amp that I've just been like, oh. And I think what is that? Deckware, I think that's their name. It's really low power, but people rave about them. I've never listened to them personally, but I don't think you could go wrong with that. The Deckware. I think it's the Zen, maybe. But I'm the wrong guy to ask. Like, I don't know much about tube amps. Not my thing. I've never been a huge fan of tubes. Tony J just subbed. Thank you, Tony J. JBL 305. I'm trying to remember that one. Is that the one that looks like Batman's speaker? Deckware is great with high efficiency speakers. There you go. BC Acoustic 888 is cool, but no longer and likely more than 1,000. BC, I can't pronounce that. RSL 12S Polk R200 Emotiva PT2 high pass, low pass at 60 hertz or 80 hertz. Ooh, R200. Try it both ways, man. R200 I think goes down into the 40s. I'd try it both ways. I mean, what can it hurt, right? But yeah, I think the Polk R200 has a low frequency roll off, I think in the high 40s, if I remember correctly. But you know what I keep my subwoofer, and I know I probably shouldn't do this, but I like to put the low pass filter at like 90 and sometimes even 100. I just like the bigger thump. And I know, technically speaking, like you shouldn't, as an audiophile, do that. I like a little bit of like a little junk in the trunk, like a big back end, big bottom end. Jared B, $5. Building an auxiliary unit with really high ceilings. Should I bother with upward firing speakers for Atmos? I can do downward firing for 12 to 14 feet up. I can do downward. Oh, I got you. Sorry, my wife is texting me. And then I'm making myself laugh with my own stupid jokes. Okay. Should I bother with upward firing speakers? Okay. So I actually have like 20, 25 foot ceilings in my living room. And I've played around with upward firing and it still works. Like, sound travels slower than light, but it still travels pretty fast. So, like, I think, and people could argue with this, but I find when I get things bouncing around for home theater, not for music per se, but for home theater, it actually really adds to the ambiance. So I wouldn't go out and spend like a ton of money on upward firing Atmos modules, but if you have some smaller bookshelves, just put them up at an angle and just play with it and see what you like. Actually, I need to buy some upward firing Atmos speakers because I want to put them in my living room, and my living room has huge ceilings. So I think the short answer to your question, yeah, try it out. And if it's a problem, then put it in the other way. But if you have a pair of speakers laying around, just give it a try. That's what I always recommend. Like, try stuff out for yourself, because what works for me is not going to work for everybody. So if you can cross it over at 60, try it at 60, try it at 80, and then whatever one you like, do it. If you got some speakers, you can try upward firing, run your receiver room setup, give it a listen, see what it sounds like. Because right now I'm actually running my surround speakers up front, bouncing off walls. And it's not as good as having speakers behind me. But I was watching Star Wars Clone Wars with my daughter last night, and there was definitely stuff that was coming from around me, even with speakers in front of me, but yet bouncing off the wall. Tim Price, $9.99, almost 10 quid. Upgrading the power supply of the Wing Pro made the best difference. Wow. I use a linear one from a company in the UK called MCRU, made specifically for it. Oh, wow. Good luck with the channel. Thank you, Tim. Thanks for your support. I actually have a linear power supply laying around here someplace, a 5-volt one. I should plug into it and give it a listen. Power supplies make a difference. They do. James Minotto, $20. Oh, thank you. Randy, I have the choice of connecting my Polk powered sub to my vintage Yamaha CA2010, which I'm using as an amp only, via either a tape out on my preamp or speaker B on my amp. Your thoughts, please. Thanks. Your tape out's not going to have variable output. But if you're just using it as an amp and you have, here's the thing though, I don't know if when you vary the input into the Yamaha CA2010, you're going to have to use the speaker B, I think. Because otherwise the tape out is a fixed output. But I'm wondering if you would get, because you can use like a fixed output on like a Fuzzy Audio V3, but if you're varying the voltage input into it, you still get a variable. Well, you don't get a variable output, but you get an output that is proportional to the input voltage. So you can still hook a subwoofer up to a Fuzzy Audio V3 if you have a variable voltage going into it. I don't think that will work with the tape out though. I think you're going to have to use the speaker outputs. Wait a minute. Yeah. I think you're going to have to do it that way. If anybody else has any suggestions for that, let me know. Deckware plus Klipsch Cornwall 4, and that's endgame right there. There you go. Have you seen the price jump on the ammo set to over $300? Oh, like the S series, the S805, 801s in the center? No, I haven't. I like that, but I like it at, how much was it? It was like $100 something. They were $30 a piece, so $150. Yeah, I don't think I'd spend over $300 on it. It's good at $150. Randy, what DAC would you recommend coming out of my Wing Pro? Going in a Pioneer. Ooh, SX650. Look at you. Classy. Klipsch RP600M SVS SB1000 Pro. That sounds like a fun system. Depends on what your budget is. I think the best DAC that you can get for the money is the Gishelli Labs J2 AKM version. If you order it, I would get the socketed edition. So if you ever want to, you can change out the op amps on it. If you don't need USB, it's $250. And I think it's the best $250 you can spend with digital music. So that's what I would recommend. Outside of that, you can go with the SU1. But yeah, the J2, if you can swing it, that's what I would get. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday. KJ13, $5. Thank you for your response. Thank you for your $5. Rex with 4493S. LOL. I don't know what that means. Piggyback speaker outputs into the speaker inputs on the Polk subwoofer. Yeah, that's another thing. You don't have to worry about using speaker B. You can just do speaker level inputs. Yeah. Sorry, I got to read the text my wife sent because I had a bunch of super chats come in and I got distracted. Have fun. Enjoy it. Sorry, on a live stream. There we go. Sorry. Life happens. Have you heard of RBH speakers? Seems like a smaller hi-fi company, but I see their stuff on eBay and Craigslist. I have not. Never heard of RBH. Hold on. Are they awesome? My wife's car shopping. I'm telling her to enjoy it, although I've never enjoyed buying a car. Love my J2. Can't wait to upgrade the power supply. As far as the RBH speakers, I'm not saying this is a white van speaker, but there used to be a thing called the white van speakers where people would sell them in a white van. So be careful. Do your research. But I've never heard of them. For the J2, you recommend the 4493S chip. Yeah, that's the one I like. I like them all though. The Q2M 9038 Q2M sounds good too. I like the J2. I feel like there's a little bit more bass thump with it. Yeah, I like it a lot. Scott Everly, love your channel. I've been working on an outdoor system upgrade and have an unexpected turn. My new Fozzy BT30D sounds flat and dumb compared to the Kinter TriPath 2020A Plus. It was to replace. I would say keep the Kinter then. I haven't heard the BT30D. But yeah, I mean, if you have the other one, I would stick with that one. Do you know anything about the Snell audio type A Mark II? I had some speakers in here that were Snell enclosures. Snell is a very well-respected name in audio. So I don't know anything about them, but chances are they're good, if not great. Thoughts on the new Bass X A11? Haven't heard it, but I've never had any complaints about any amplifiers from Emotiva, including the Basics line or the XPA line. I have 11 channels in my XPA now, but I sent it back in to get more channels added. I haven't heard it though, but I imagine it'd be awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Ben Gleason's in the house in Indianapolis. He's a traveling salesman, very good at what he does. He's got one of the best beards in the business. It's Ben Gleason out of Michigan. Round of applause for Mr. Ben Gleason. He's in Indianapolis. Indy. I think my brother lives in Indianapolis. I know that sounds strange, but my brother's lived in multiple places. I think he's in Indy. Yeah. Local Best Buy is selling an Arcam 30 SA30 for $1,599, regular $3,500. Do you think integrated amps with internal streaming is a good investment, even at discounted prices? Steve Zeidman, your royal cheapness. Thank you, Steve, so much. Back to the question about do I think amps with integrated streaming is a bad investment? This is going to be a hot take. Yes, I do. If you're talking about like $3,500 down to $1,600, it might not be that bad of an investment. But if you're talking like something like whatever you buy today, especially with like streamers, like because there's like think about Android stuff. Like a lot of these streamers are now running off of Android. Think about like the longevity of an Android phone or an Android tablet or something like that. Now, to be fair, a streamer's not doing nearly as much heavy lifting as like a tablet is running apps and stuff like that, like complex apps. I personally wouldn't do it, but I might not be the right person to ask because I like separates and I like finding what works best with each component, like how they kind of like marry, how they live together. But if you're not into that, it could be a good deal. But don't ever buy something just because it's a good deal. Because I have done that many times. I've been on Craigslist or someplace. I'll be like, oh my goodness, I wasn't really interested in this, but it's a really good deal. And I end up buying it and I end up not wanting it. And I end up buying what I was after to begin with. So that's one thing I would say. don't buy stuff just because it's a good deal. Buy what you want, because there's a term, buy once, cry once. And if you buy stuff just because it's a good deal, you're probably going to end up buying more stuff anyway. So that good deal is probably not going to end up being a great deal in the future. If that makes sense. With all that said, I've never heard the R-Cam. I have no idea if it's a good deal or not. But if I'm buying a streamer, like, I want it to be separate from my amp. But if it's got a bunch of like analog inputs and stuff, then I'm sure it's fine. But think about like all the new latest and greatest like tech that was in the 80s, and then like that was new in the 80s, and then like you see it in Goodwill now. So I'm a big proponent of keeping things separate, to the point of like keeping separate phono stage and stuff. But anyway, the more complicated the electronics are, the less I want it inside my amplifier. I want it in its own box, if that makes sense. All right. Cameron, have you thought of reviewing any small amps with powered sub channels? Small amps with powered sub channels. I've got Fozzy and Dayton units that will both run my 21-inch passive subs. These seem to be flying on the radar. No clue why. Cameron, most people aren't into DIY subwoofers. So most people that are buying subwoofers are buying them with a plate amp in them. I think in the DIY community, it's a different deal, but the DIY community isn't huge when you think about the overall like audio community in general. And the audiophile community in general is actually pretty small too. So like the DIY audio community is even smaller. I don't have a passive sub. And most of the times those little tiny amps don't put out the power that they say they do. But there's stuff out there from like Sabage that has low pass filters that would actually be perfect for passive subwoofers, but no plans in the foreseeable future to do an amplifier powering a passive sub, because I don't have a passive sub. Maybe, but I have no plans for it right now. Lisa B says, LOL, Ben Gleason. There's a lot of times when I laugh out loud and the word Ben Gleason comes out of my mouth. Just kidding. Ben Gleason is one of longtime patrons, and he is the Discord overlord on my patron Discord. He's a great person. Like I said, got the best beard in the business. I'm not really here except to say, hey, Steve Zeidman, another longtime patron. Since the beginning, Steve Zeidman has been with us. So thank you, Steve. Randy, max budget for speakers, $300. Emotiva B1 Plus and B2 Plus are out of stock. Both? $300. So, $300. Trying to think of a really good. I mean, you could look at the ELAC debut B 5.2s. I think they're going to come in under there. They go on sale though. JBL Stage A100s are great. They go on sale. They have a metal tweeter though. So they can sound at times a little bit in your face. So can the B1 Pluses though, to be fair. But that's a ribbon tweeter. Under $300, you may be able to get some Yamo C93 2s. They're a soft tone tweeter. They're a bit much on top, and they have a recessed mid range. So they're fun though. I think the JBL Stage A130 is going to be the most linear speaker, and it sound stages and images like crazy. That would probably be my choice. If I had to give you an answer like right now. If anybody else has $300, yeah. And sometimes you can get those for $200. So that would be my choice. I think I have them back there somewhere. Oh, let's see. Charlie Anderson, Ween Pro with a DAC, or should I just use DAC on Parasound 1500 integrated? Well, you could get the Ween Pro Plus, which has the AKM 4493, which sounds good. It sounds better than the regular Ween Pro. And then you could try it through the Parasound 1500, and then you could stick with that. I don't know what the DAC in the Parasound 1500 is, though. I'd probably just get the Ween Pro and then hook it up to the Parasound. I'm sure that whatever DAC's in there is pretty good. And like in a vacuum, like that's the thing. Like I do these comparisons and stuff, and I say this one sounds like this one sounds like this. But if you're just listening to one for a long period, and that's what you're going to listen to, like it doesn't matter because it's going to sound good. Can things sound better? Yeah, of course they can. But it's usually marginal. And even when I'm A/Bing things, a lot of times it's very difficult to hear differences. So it all sounds good. And I'm sure the DAC in your Parasound is a very good DAC. So I'd get the Ween Pro. Skip the external DAC, run it right into your Parasound, and then go have a nice steak dinner with a chocolate cake. I saw a question here that I wanted to answer. Oh, get the Project Speaker Box 5. I've already done a review on those, on a pair of red ones. Beautiful. They sound really good too. Small, but beautiful. That would be interesting. What's the subwoofer you like for around 350-ish? The RSL Speedwoofer 10S, although I think that's 450-ish. 350 is a tough price range for subs because either you should go like less than $200 or you should go to 450. Like things in between there don't really usually get you where you want to be. So if you can at all hold out and save up another $100, get the Speedwoofer 10S from RSL, or get something like a scratch and dent from SVS. Go to Crutchfield, look at any SVS scratch and dent open box, and that's what I would do. Or I would buy something super cheap like a Polk PSW10, which you shouldn't be spending more than like $120 on. Yamo has a bunch of subs that are super cheap, but if you want a good subwoofer, try to get to that 450 and then just get an RSL Speedwoofer 10. That's what I would do. JBL Stage A130s are great. They're $250 on Amazon right now. There you go. They will go on sale down to $200. I think you may be able to get those at Crutchfield too. If you get them at Crutchfield, you may be able to get an open box. And if you get them at Crutchfield and they do go back on sale, then Crutchfield will actually refund you the difference within 30 days. So yeah. And sometimes JBL's own, like if you go to JBL Direct, they have crazy deals going on their speakers too. Needed to had pressure on my ears. Hey, is anybody certified in Scuba? I'm thinking about doing that. Actually, I'm not thinking about it. I'm pretty much going to do it. I may sign up for it today. Anybody Scuba certified in here? Anyone? Anyone Scuba certified? Tidal versus Spotify. Tidal. You look like my buddy. Are you Travis Haskey? You look like my buddy who's married or dancing with my cousin. That'd be trippy if it was. Tidal or Spotify? It depends. If you love Spotify, stick with Spotify, but you're going to get better resolution through Tidal. Resolution doesn't always make a difference, but I have heard a difference, especially between Amazon Music and Spotify. So I can hear differences. If you're in the car, don't worry about it. If you're at home on headphones like Planars, then get Tidal. If you're at home and your speaker setup is pretty revealing, Tidal. I think Tidal's $9.99 right now. Or like the they have a hi-fi version. Yeah. I am. Very cool. Do you like it? Lisa B, I'm afraid my ears will explode if I scuba dive. I'm really interested in it. I'm obsessed about it right now. I know Randy wasn't super into the Triangle Bro 3s, but you can get them for $200. Really? You can get Triangle Bro 3s for $200? Yeah. I mean, at $200, that's a different review. I mean, I reviewed them and I think they were $600. Yeah. If you can get the Bro 3s for $200, yeah, all day long. I didn't like them compared to the ELAC debut reference and the Klipsch RP 600Ms. I thought both of those speakers were like the Triangle was kind of in the middle and it didn't do anything nearly as good as the other two did. But the Bro 3s for $200, it's crazy. I bought the Bro 3s used for like $450, I think. That's a telling, if that is the actual market price for the Bro 3s, that tells a tale right there that those speakers are a very good $200 speaker. But man, they were like $600 when they first came out. Yeah. Oh, my ears. Tidal at Best Buy, I think, is $71 a year. It's a good deal, Ben Gleason. Ben Gleason, ladies and gentlemen. Best beard in the business. Oh, Steve Zeidman has a good comment. Black Ice. Yeah, so if you're into tube amps, I forgot about this. Black Ice sells a tube amp. I think it's around $600. It's pretty good. It's like 30 watts a channel. Pretty good. How to convince my wife to let me place my floor standing speakers farther from the wall since bass sounds too boomy when close to the back wall. Well, move them in and then move them out. That's what I would do. Ben, what does Tidal offer that Spotify or Apple Music doesn't? High res music. So Spotify is, I think, 320 kilobits per second. CD quality is generally around 900 to 1200 kilobits per second. So Spotify, in theory, is about the third of the resolution as a regular CD, which is 1644.1. So 16-bit 44.1 kilohertz. So Tidal offers, up to, I think, 24,192, and also offers master's quality. So the short answer is you're getting way more data. And when you get way more data, in theory, you're going to get a lot more music. Because when you cut off data, generally speaking, you're cutting off low lows and high highs. So there is music missing, and it's what's called compressed. And whenever anybody compresses music, detail can be lost. With all that said, Spotify can sound awesome. But personally, for me, if I have a system, I'm going to be going with something that is a lossless music source or platform. And Amazon Music, Apple Music, Tidal, Qobuz, Deezer, they are all lossless. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Don't forget, if you're a veteran, you cannot beat the Tidal veteran. Oh, that's right. First responder discount. Good point. You can also get together with a couple of friends and buy, I didn't say this, you can get the family plan, and then you and some buddies can split it. And then that gets really cheap. Unless you pay for the family plan and then give out the subscriptions to your friends, then you're still paying for all of it. Yeah. Apple. Yeah, I thought I mentioned Apple. Lossless. What's the with Tidal sticking MQA albums on the app? I'm sorry, I don't follow. What's the crack with Tidal sticking MQA albums on the app last 24 hours? I'm sorry, I don't follow that. I like Qobuz a lot. Yeah. The only reason I don't listen to Qobuz anymore is because they don't give me a free subscription anymore. And the irony is that I actually pay for Tidal and I pay for Amazon. Stingray. My dad swore by a single great speaker. All right, we're coming up on an hour. Hey, it's me, your Tidal family member. You know, so I think Cobuz is the one that like cracks down and looks at like IP addresses. But Tidal, like I've got like 3 or 4 buddies that live all over the country that are using my Tidal family plan. So Tidal is not like crazy about enforcing their rules. Um, so yeah. Yeah. All right. Opinion on Emotiva T0. I think they're good. I prefer the B2 Plus over the T0s. Like I think the T0s is just they're good. And I think at their price right now, they're crazy good. I don't love floor standing speakers. And if I'm getting a floor standing speaker, I want it to be big. And so the T0s are kind of like too small for me. I'd rather just get a pair of bookshelves. But also, I think the T0s may be the only thing in stock right now. So they're probably a crazy good deal. They're probably like $300 right now. Anyway, Tidal just launched their FLAC playback. Yeah, I think they fired MQA. So anyway, I'm so glad that y'all hung out with me this afternoon. I had a blast. I'm going to call it quits on this one, though. I hope you have a great Thursday. If you haven't checked out the 2 videos I did on the new Weem Pro Plus streamers, check them out. A lot of fun. Very good streamer. Very good value. Yeah, more to come. More videos coming out. Y'all have a great week. I love every one of you, and I appreciate all of your support and watching me and liking the videos and interacting with me. You've made me very happy. All right. Love you. Love you. Love you. Love you. Bye. 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 Bye.